Hello everyone, and wow, do we have a lot of Halo stuff to talk about today. From me being sent extra information that verified most of what Mr. Reb said about the new Halo Unreal project, to even Halo Studios themselves teasing what is coming next. There's been some changes in the actual reveal time of the new Halo game, as well as people such as Grunt API that have been posting cryptic teasers as to what is to come next. In other news today, we have Xbox Game Pass getting a near 50% price hike on some of the tiers. And finally, we have Halo Infinite. It is Haloween time, which means it's officially spooky season once again. With that said, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's get into the video. Now, as I said, yes, it is Halloween, and Halo Infinite is getting brand new content and experiences. What do I mean by that? Well, the upcoming update is going to have the latest version of the Call of Duty inspired zombies mode by the Forge Falcons. You can expect a whole bunch of experiences made by the community, but also check out the pumpkin helmet. I am 99% sure the pumpkin helmet will be free to earn for Halloween. We also have the Gravemind armor as well. I love this kind of thing, and with Infinite almost being 4 years old, where does the time go by the way, I'm fine with goofy things like this to celebrate seasonal occasions. It's crazy because I haven't heard all that much beyond this Halloween update. All the major news is focused around the new game reveal, rightfully so, but in terms of Halo Infinite, I know there's a Fireteam Osiris shop bundle that might be tied to a future update, but we haven't heard anything beyond that. I still do think, by the way, there will be future operations, but there's no word yet. As a final Halo Infinite thing, if you do want the Hayabusa helmet and you don't have it already, you only have a few more days before it is gone forever. So last call if you want that helmet. Next up today, we have Game Pass, and oh boy, do I have a lot to say about this. So Microsoft increased the price of Game Pass the other day, and I strongly disagree with the decision, but I'll read their press release first and then go into more detail. Game Pass gets major price hike to offer more flexibility, choice, and value, with Game Pass Ultimate seeing price increases of 40% or more in certain regions. The entire point of the service initially was to make games accessible at an affordable price. What Phil Spencer said himself was that creator participation and player engagement in Game Pass are at an all-time high. Yet, as the corporations love to do, even with everything at all-time highs, they have still decided to raise the prices even with 9,000 job layoffs that happened a few months ago. No, I do not forget about that, and yes, I'm still annoyed by it. This news was received so poorly that fans actually crashed the page where you cancel your Xbox Game Pass. So many people unsubscribed due to the ludicrous pricing increase that people could not unsubscribe anymore. And to be truthfully honest, I'm not surprised by this at all. Game Pass Ultimate, as you'll see on screen, supports a majority of Xbox titles on the platform, but it also has the tier of new games day one. This means that if anyone does want Game Pass, this is the tier that a majority of users will be purchasing, as well as their families. Microsoft know full well what they're doing, and I consistently call out this bullshit because that's what it is. Where can we increase revenue today and gouge people? Finding every little bit of profit to squeeze from players. It happens everywhere nowadays, and it's pathetic, honestly. The worst thing is that outside of America, it's even worse. Some regional places saw Game Pass Ultimate prices double, and you're just sitting here like, surely this seems like a horrible business decision. But hey, in saying that, name something more common than a gaming executive making an out-of-touch business decision. When I checked for myself living in Australia, it seemed like every tier is now more expensive, including PC Game Pass. On screen now you can see Xbox Game Pass Ultimate $36 up from $23, PC Game Pass $20 up from $14, Xbox Game Pass Premium $18 up from $16, and Xbox Game Pass Essential $13 up from $11. I highly urge Microsoft to reconsider this, as families already have it hard enough making ends meet. I don't think short-term profits outweigh the long-term damage. Moving on to the big news today, and it is the Halo Combat Evolved remake, a project that will most likely be unveiled at this year's Halo World Championships, and so much has happened in the last 4 days, so we need to go through all of it. First of all, let's talk the official news, what Halo Studios themselves have said, the latest release, which raises so many questions. The official post reads, back in June, we let the community know that we'd be continuing the conversation from last year's Halo World Championships and the A New Dawn video, and sharing more about what we've been working on. Like last year, we'll be on the main stage to talk about it, but this year, we've also got a deep dive panel planned for the community stage that you won't want to miss. Both the segment on the main stage and the panel on the community stage will be going down early Friday afternoon, so October 24th at the Halo World Championships. Make sure you're there early so you don't miss a second. Now, why this is so impactful is that this news, this reveal, was actually initially planned for Championship Sunday, just like last year. This has been changed to the afternoon of the first day of the World Championships, which of course raised eyebrows. Following on from that, someone asked the HCS lead, the Halo Championship Series lead, Tashi, why the change, and he said, "Ask me on Friday night why," like after the reveal at Worlds, and I will tell you. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god. Now this is major speculation, but this means one of two things in my eyes. One, there's extra news planned for the Sunday beyond the Halo Combat Evolve reveal, which has now been moved to the Friday. This means that this more substantial news has taken the place of the Sunday spot. Second, by revealing the Halo Combat Evolve remake earlier, there might be a playable demo at the event itself. Hell, both things of what I said could be true at this rate. Now why I say that there's a possibility that there might be a playable demo at the World Championships is that in the official paragraph I read to you all, Halo Studios will be doing a deep dive panel planned for the community stage after the initial news drop. That sounds like they'll have exclusive information and or a playable version of what was shown. Hopefully they'll be going into greater detail once that first trailer comes out. In any case, this is exciting news as it means more is planned than we know about, and it's nice to be covering something positive. In saying that, that's not all that has happened though. 4 days ago, Mr. Reb shared some new information about the Halo Combat Evolve remake. To catch you up very quickly, he said a separate studio is co-developing the title with Halo Studios. It will have different level design than the initial Combat Evolved, removing repetitive areas on levels such as the library. And the final bit of big news, which we're going to build on today, is that the Halo Combat Evolve remake will be using both the Blam Halo engine, specifically a modified version of the Reach engine, and the Unreal game engine. This was all considered to be rumored until further sources came forward, and they have. Both Mr. Rebs and I pulled all of our information together, and I'll read you the DM I received, which was sent all the way back in March of this year. So one of my followers DM'd Bathrobe Spartan, and he said, and I quote, "Hey, I know that some studio in the Netherlands has been trying to hire someone for some contract work. They are looking for people with experience in the Reach engine specifically. They already reached out to one X343 employee that's in my circle, but he turned it down since he's not familiar with that version of the engine. We don't know what exactly they are using that engine for, but maybe it's being used for the CE remake in some way." All the way back in March, it seems as though people were being recruited for the Halo Combat Evolve project for a studio based in the Netherlands. And in saying that, would you look at that, the Reach engine was specifically mentioned again. Where it gets interesting is that Mr. Reb's info said that this company specifically worked on Halo MCC. So what I did was I cross-referenced Halo the Master Chief Collection and any Netherlands AAA studio that might be able to handle the project. What I found was a studio named Abstraction. I then took this information to Mr. Rebs and he said, "Damn, yeah, that's exactly what I heard too." So from completely different sources, from completely different people, we got the exact same information. Abstraction, by the way, literally say in their company description that they offer creative co-development and game adaptation, which I then translated to adapting Halo Combat Evolved in a co-development with Halo Studios. What's even crazier is then Mr. Revs came back again, and then in his video, it literally shows Halo Studios as a partner on their official website. Abstraction initially worked on Halo MCC to bring accessibility features to the title. They did such a good job with this, there was actually a press release citing just how well the two studios collaborated together. Abstraction also worked on the Oblivion remaster, making them a prime candidate to handle the Combat Evolve remake. All I can say is holy shit. But what I'm also going to add is that it gets even better. I sound like a damn infomercial, but stick with me here. So after all of this happened, Grunt API posted the following photo of a comet. This cryptic image sent the Halo community into a frenzy, and as everyone is a damn detective in the community, people started to put 2 and 2 together. Firstly, attached to the photo is alternate text. The text reads 2 to the power 10. If you actually calculate 2 to the power 10, it gives the answer 1024. 1024? October 24th, the date that Halo is going to be showing off the new game. This specific comet, the one you're seeing on screen, was actually discovered in November 2011, exactly when Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary came out. My question for anyone watching this video, or for any Halo modders, did Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary use a modified version of the Reach engine? If anybody can let me know, that would answer so many of my questions. Now, as all of this is happening, when it rains, it pours, it seems, as once people started putting the pieces together, multiple new people have been coming out and saying, yes, it's Halo Combat Evolved. Yes, multiple engines are being used. And yes, the partner studio is also indeed indeed correct. Xbox Era Today came out and said, "On our part, we can independently confirm that the report on the development partners is accurate, as is the hybrid engine approach being taken. It's important to note that Halo Studios is the lead on the project. Either way, we may finally see this long-rumored project later this month at the final Halo Infinite-led Halo World Championship event in Seattle." All I can say is wow, that's a lot of information. It took a long time to work everything out. It took even longer to piece everything together. I do have my reservations about using both engines. I've heard from people in the tech industry that it could be great or it could be an absolute nightmare. We will see when the game is revealed and or comes out. The last thing I want is a Halo Infinite 2.0 situation, and that can cause a lot of difficulties. In any case, the Halo World Championships are October 24th, and the newest Halo update will be out for Haloween, where you can dress up like a pumpkin and Gravemind. Big thank you to everyone again who helped submit info. Big thank you again to Mr. Rebs. He's been very helpful. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.